Hi folks and welcome to today's video. Can you lift weights after a herniated disc? Now, before I answer that question for you folks, if you are out there suffering from lower back issues such as sciatica nerve pain, herniated discs, bulging discs, etc., then hit that subscribe button. I create a lot of great content for those folks out there suffering with those issues. It's going to help you get back on the road to recovery. So, without further ado, let's get into today's video. So folks, one of the number one questions I do get asked a lot is, can I lift again after a low back disc herniation, bulging disc, etc.? What are my options? I'm feeling lost, I don't know where to turn for information, I'm scared, I'm uncertain if I'm hurting myself again, there's a lot of fear. If that's you guys out there, then keep watching this video, okay? Now, my own story, back in 2005, I herniated L5S1, my disc L5S1, had a bulging disc at L3, L4, and I was out for the count, okay? Really bad sciatica. I had the option of surgery. I was in the US at the time, but I undertook a really aggressive rehabilitation program, and I was able to bring myself back, okay, without surgery, symptom-free, no issues, and I am lifting again. So that was 18 years ago. I'm here today, okay, having no problems at all. There's some videos that are going to flash up on the screen of some of the things I've done post-surgery. First one, that's a 377 kilo wheel deadlift. That's about 830 pounds, give or take. Next one is going to pop up in just a second. That's a front squat for a double there. I think that was 130, 140 kilos, around about 300 pounds or close to it. And then the last video is going to pop up here. It's going to run for a little bit longer. That was a trap bar deadlift, low handle, 200 kilos, so about 405 pounds for a set of 8. And I was I was tired after that one, okay? I was gasping for oxygen. So look, I am living proof it is possible to come back from disc herniations, low back disc problems, and lead a successful lifting active life. However, there are 3 rules, okay? 3 rules that you must abide by, in my opinion, before getting back into lifting again, all right? So what are those rules? Rule number 1, you need to get clearance, okay? This is from your doctor, your primary care physician, neurologist, orthopedic surgeon, okay? You've been through some course of rehabilitation and they say, yep, you can go back to the gym, okay? Great, you've got the all clear. Now, number 2 rule though is you're gonna have to adapt your training. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I was just talking to a guy the other night and we're on a call and he goes back to the gym and he keeps hurting himself, okay? He's like, I don't know what to do. I'm trying this exercise, I'm trying that exercise. And I was able to give him some pointers and say, okay, tell me what you're doing. Okay, don't do that, do this instead, okay? And you need to understand you will have to adapt your training because your disc will still be healing. It takes a long time, maybe 12, 18 months for the disc to scar over, to dehydrate, for that herniation to actually clear up and disappear. During that time, you can re-injure the area if you're not practicing good lifting technique. Now, I do have a video. It's about exercises that I used to do, my workouts. That's going to flash up at the end of this video. So if you want more information on what I was doing, the sort of exercises you should be doing, then wait to the end of this video, click on it, and you can have a look. But just briefly, give you a couple of examples. So if you want to do a dumbbell press, okay, what I would go back and I recommend to people is I would choose an incline bench as opposed to a flat bench. Why? So if we flatten out the bench and I go for my lift, okay, I've got my dumbbells here in my hand. There's much more strain. I'm having to go back, I'm flipping, okay, there's a lot of stress when I'm lifting up and down here. I finish my set. If I bring the weights up with me, I've got to force myself to sit up. It's a lot of stress in the lower back. You do that numerous times during your workout. That's like picking away at the scab, which is your injured disc, okay? However, if I adapt that and I make it an incline, say 45 degrees, for example, pop that here, get my dumbbells, okay? I'm now sitting at a much higher angle, okay? I can actually slide into it and I can press, and it's much less stress for me to get off this bench. I can even put a little step under my feet. It's going to help keep my back even flatter, okay, if it's quite a high bench. A little Reebok step there will help keep my lower back flat on the bench. When I finish my set, I can come up much easier. Now, an even better way to do that exercise is actually one-handed press. Because here, when I'm pressing with one hand, As the weight comes down, I'm actually having to stabilize my core and stop myself from rotating off the bench. So I'm actually doing a chest, front shoulder, tricep exercise, but I want to engage my core. So I'm actually working on core stability, bracing whilst doing the exercise. So you actually get carryover with these types of exercises, which will help you in your continued improvement, your continued core strengthening, continued protecting your spine as you're progressing through normal lifting technique. Now, for legs, of course, maybe you used to squat, maybe you used to deadlift. What I always recommend, and I did this myself, was going into bodyweight exercises with no loading on my spine. So I would do a classic split squat, for example, okay? Maybe I would take 4 seconds down, a little pause at the bottom, and come up. Puts a lot of great stress on your legs. You can something to balance with to start with, okay? As you get better, maybe use one hand holding a dumbbell. That's gonna force my back to counter, okay, this side movement. It's gonna help strengthen my core as well. Not a heavy weight, so we're talking 5-6 pounds to start with, but initially use no weight. So you want to adapt the training to make sure it's safe and controlled when you're in the gym. Now, number 3, however, okay, following on from that, is follow good spine hygiene. So you can be lifting correctly in the gym, but if I go to pick up the weights like this, okay, or I'm rotating around and putting dumbbells down, I'm putting unnecessary stress on that lower back region. So I could count, I've had $1 for every time I've seen this, I'm a very rich man. People who do an amazing deadlift technique, great squat technique, and then they're busy like lifting up the weights and throwing things around with a really, really bad posture. Always make sure you are hip hinging when you pick up your weights, keeping them close to your body, okay? Moving around, keeping the weight close to you. Don't put yourself in unnecessary positions which are going to exacerbate or increase the likelihood of re-injury. So there are my top 3 rules, okay, for returning to the gym. Get clearance from your primary care physician, your doctor, etc. Make sure you adapt your training and follow good spine hygiene, okay? Now, if you do want to follow my own story, I've got another video which will pop up at the end of this one, which goes into more detail about my recovery process, the sort of things I was doing to get myself back in the gym, okay? So again, stay to the end of this video and you can watch about my own story, yeah? Now, I do know you might be out there, in that position, like you want to go back, you feel like you can go back now, your pain's way down, but you don't know where to turn, you're needing some help, you're uncertain, you're fearful of making the wrong mistakes. Look, listen, if that's you, reach out to me. Okay, I'm helping a lot of people right now. You can either hit me up in the comment section down below, drop me an email, that's also down there in the comment section. I'll get back to you with some hints, tips, pointing you to some videos. If you want to work with me, you can always work with me directly as well. All right, guys, listen, hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to subscribe it, share it, like it, help that algo keep working in my favor, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.